So now that we got the release date of Marvel's Wolverine, I've got something on my mind, and that is a question. Is Insomniac setting up a shared gaming universe? And I really hope they are, because that shit would feed families. After Spider-Man, Wolverine would be the second Marvel character to get a solo story game. Technically third because of Miles Morales, but that's low-key just a DLC printed onto a disc. You didn't hear that from me, okay? Knowing Insomniac's track record, this game could be peak. Probably will be. And I say that about Insomniac literally knowing nothing about them besides the Spider-Man games. But more importantly than Wolverine is the potential for a shared Insomniac game universe. I mean, it's heavily rumored and all but confirmed that a Venom game is coming that's going to spin off the Spider-Man 2 game. I haven't played it in a while since it came out, honestly, so I don't really remember where Venom left off, if he's dead, if he's alive, but it'll be pretty cool, I guess. But a Venom game tells us that Wolverine is not just like a one-off thing. It sounds like they really want to make a bunch of games based off Marvel characters. And by far, the biggest reason why I think that a Wolverine game hints at a shared or at least a collab game in the future is the fact that Wolverine and Spider-Man are 2 out of the 3 of Marvel's quote-unquote big 3. And the third would be the Hulk. There have been countless rumors, speculation, fan buzz about a potential Hulk game from Insomniac. I mean, it's hard to tell if it's credible at all, but studios nowadays are pretty tapped in with like social media and what the fans say. So I'd say it's definitely possible that they've at least considered it by now. And when I say the big 3, Spider-Man, Wolverine, and Hulk were Marvel's like poster boys before the MCU kind of got started. And to me, at least, they still kind of are. I mean, I'm not like a huge comic or a huge Marvel guy, but when I think of Marvel, my brain immediately goes to those 3 colors, red, yellow, and green. Like, them not being the center of the MCU that everything was built around is not even a creative choice from Marvel. Marvel had to sell the rights to their biggest characters just to save themselves from bankruptcy. So that's why they started with Iron Man and the other Avengers. Back to the Wolverine game, it's hard to tell if they're gonna make it like abundantly clear that this takes place in the same universe as Spider-Man, or they're just gonna drop Easter eggs. And yes, I know, I can just go check for myself if I want to, because this entire game was leaked when Insomniac was breached. But I'm not going to, okay? If you want to ruin it for yourself, go ahead. I'm not stopping you. But I just wanted to make a quick video about my thoughts on a possible collab game from Insomniac featuring Spider-Man, Wolverine, and Hulk. Now, it's not crazy or groundbreaking to think that this game would be fucking sick. We already know that playing as Spider-Man is extremely satisfying with the swinging and the combat. Wolverine from the trailer looks really cool. And judging off that mission in Spider-Man 2 where you play as Venom, Insomniac can definitely make it fun to play as a big dude who likes to break shit. And assuming the game gets made, the collab game, and it goes over well with the public, that could be the start of like a huge industry-changing video game shared universe. I'm not tapped into like video game lore and history, but I'm sure that would be one of, if not the biggest shared universe in terms of superheroes. In gaming, that is. Like with the 2 Spider-Man games, then the Wolverine game, then the Hulk game, and the collab game, if it happens, that would give them like in total 60 plus hours of story, which is a lot of time to make something like really in-depth and just well connected and really cool. And not to mention, they wouldn't even stop there considering the creative satisfaction they would get. I just think it would be such a unique and cool way to tell stories in the Marvel universe. I mean, I'm not a big video game guy. I really just stuck to the Lego games and Minecraft as a kid. Nowadays, I don't even touch my PS5, unfortunately, except maybe Minecraft every 4 months for a couple days. In terms of story games, though, I've only ever played the 3 Spider-Man games and 3 out of the 4 Arkham games. You might be saying, but there's 4 Arkham games. Yes, I know, I haven't played Origins. Please, Rocksteady, please remaster it, please, I beg you. I keep seeing that cutscene of the Deathstroke fight, and I get so jealous. But anyway, not too many video games under my belt. So I'm probably not the best to talk about it, but I assume it would be single player, right? I mean, online would be cool, but with a game of that like size, I just don't think it would work. But hey, what do I know? I don't know. But if we're going to talk about the potential of this crossover game, we need to talk about the potential problems of this crossover game. By far, the biggest problem with a game like this would be the time frame. These games in general, story mode games, take a huge amount of time to make. It's almost been 8 years since we got the first Spider-Man, 3 years since we got Spider-Man 2, and we are just now getting Wolverine. So if we got that Hulk game, it would probably have to be after the Venom game. So let's assume 2029 for Hulk at the earliest. Or, you know, could be less. You could pull the old Into the Spider-Verse torture method on those animators. Okay, so let's say they do it. Great. They got Hulk, they got Wolverine, they got Spider-Man. Now it's time to make a collab game. Well, that would take a fuck ton of time because it's already going to take more time than a solo game. So now we're looking at like 2034, 2035, which is almost a decade from now. Like, this collab, shared universe shit with video games sounds amazing, but in reality, it just might not be feasible. And actually, the DCU has kind of a similar problem to this theory right now because James Gunn said he wanted to make a canon DCU video game, but as many people have pointed out, that would be really hard logistically to make it fit within the canon one, with, you know, how stories can end in different ways on video games, and also, like I said, how much time it really takes. They would have to probably do some sort of anthology or like prequel game if they wanted to do it with like a completely fixed ending. It also kind of helps that James Gunn did say that the DCU is going to be a little bit more anthology, kind of more similar to Star Wars than Marvel. So it is possible, I guess. I'll stop hating. But if we take a second and assume that Insomniac could do this in a regular amount of time, I don't even know if they could make a tight enough script with these three huge main characters. Now, I honestly think that Spider-Man 2 for the PS5 was a little bit overhated. It was a little bit overstuffed, I'll give you that, and that's only just with one franchise. Now I need that Doofenshmirtz meme about Spider-Man symbiote stories being overstuffed. Granted, it probably wouldn't be the exact same creators making Spider-Man 2 as would make this collab game, but it gives an idea of what a video game of that magnitude would do to the quality of the actual game. I think it's almost inevitable that something would feel missing, underdeveloped, mischaracterized, and that's just for the story, never mind the bugs or the performance issues that could come. And holy shit, my PS5 just blew up thinking about the storage that would take up. Like, you're gonna have to play that shit from a data center to get any sort of frames per second. Nah, but I believe in Insomniac Games, okay? I believe. And before I wrap this video up, I did want to do a quick little like speed review / speed thoughts on Insomniac so far. Spider-Man PS4. Probably the best Spider-Man portrayal ever in media, right up there with Spider-Man 2 and Spectacular Spider-Man. Miles Morales, kind of good, but felt like a DLC, like I said, and I think I played it in like 2 days. Spider-Man 2 PS5, as I said, I think it's overhated. I get the criticisms though. It definitely wasn't better than the first one, but the bar was on the fucking moon for that one. Black Suit was also pretty rushed, but like visually, it was fucking peak. Rumored Venom game. I would buy it and play it because I'm a sheep and a hashtag consumer, but we already kind of did it in the Spider-Man 2 mission. So unless they had Carnage as the main villain, I could take it or leave it. Wolverine. I'm excited because it's Insomniac, but I've never seen anything Wolverine related, to be honest, besides Deadpool 3. And I know that that probably doesn't really count. Oh, and by the way, I'm gonna watch Logan soon and eventually plan to watch all the 2000s X-Men movies, and then I'm probably gonna make like a big video review about it or ranking. And yes, I know it's out of order. Logan came out way after all those movies, but there is no way that I can convince myself to sit through those unique 90s and 2000s X-Men movies without at least starting off on a good one. The Incredible Hulk. This would be sick. I kind of hope it takes place on a different planet though, just to like spice things up from the other games. And I really should read World War Hulk, because I heard that's what they would base it off. Again, these are just random people on the internet though. How anyone would know about the storyline of a game that doesn't even exist yet is beyond me, but if they make it like that scene from Ragnarok, I'll be there on day one. Okay, speedrun is over. So in conclusion, this hypothetical collab game / future series has insane potential to be really, really cool. And in my head, I'm already thinking of other heroes that would be really awesome to get a game, but I might just make a separate video on that. Let me know if that's something you guys would want to see. What I also want to know is, what do you guys think? Do you think that they're building a universe with this, or do you think it's just going to be one-off Marvel characters? Is everyone reading too much into it? Did we all fall for some fan speculation? Yes, I said you and I. Yes, we fell. Nah, either way, let me know. What do you want to see from Insomniac in the future? And speaking of seeing things from Insomniac, be careful looking online about Wolverine, because the entire game was leaked. Like, I don't know much about video games, but I heard the words source code. That sounds like every last atom and frame was leaked out of that thing. And I know this is corny, but speaking of leaks, my last video was all about leaks and spoilers, so you can check that out if you're interested. And I will see you guys next time. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.